will make more of life's moments possible tomorrow. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Joe Detmer was a Chicago area insurance executive who survived the 9/11 terror attacks 20 years ago today.
He was at the World Trade Center on the 105th floor of Tower 2, which is the South Tower, waiting for a meeting when the second plane hit. Joe joins us live this morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. It is amazing to me to hear that you were all the way up in the 105th floor. How did you escape?
You need a little bit of good decision making, a little bit of luck, and a little bit of divine providence. We were fortunate. 54 people were in that meeting, and 7 of us, myself included, were able to make the good decisions and make the right decisions to continue to move on, not hesitate, not wait, not heed to the call in the building that said return to your workstation or stay where you were until further notice. We just continued to move, and it allowed us to get down past the strike zone of floor 77 through 83.
Joe, were you still in the South Tower when the plane hit the South Tower, or were you already clear?
No, we were in the fire stairwell between floors 74 and 72, not exactly sure where, when the second plane plowed through our building, and that plane went through our building, as I just mentioned, between floors 77 and 83. So we were just a few short stories below the strike zone.
What was that like to be in there so close to the strike zone?
One of the most incredible things I've ever experienced and hope to never experience again. That fire stairwell that we were inside started to shake so violently back and forth, the concrete spidering out, the handrails breaking away from the walls, the steps like waves in the ocean underneath our feet, and we feel this heat ball blowing by us. We smell jet fuel, and this thing's just rocking back and forth, back and forth. It felt like forever, with seconds, maybe a minute. And, you know, when it settled, you would think there would be this pandemonium, but we really responded to this with just a total stunned silence.
I've got to go back to your decision-making for a second here. I'm just curious on how 7 of you, what possessed you to think, okay, I'm not going to listen to what they say, I'm going down?
Being in the insurance business for 44 years, you learn a lot about life safety and fire safety, just from the business that you are in. And so as a result, some of us had that knowledge to think to ourselves, don't go in an elevator, which a lot of people did at the 78th floor sky lobby. I chose not to do that. Others chose not to do that. When we were at the 90th floor and we came out of the fire stairwell, I didn't stay but 30, 40 seconds to see this unbelievable sight in front of me. Others seemed to be willing to stay put and try to figure out what was going on. So it was just, like I said, the critical ability to make some really solid decisions in the most critical circumstance. But I tell people all the time, too, you need luck. You do need luck, and you do need a guardian angel or 3 or 3,000 to guide you through something like this.
When you look back in those moments, you did not know what was going on. You didn't know what was going on with the North Tower. You were just below where the second plane hit, and you didn't even know that that was happening. At the time, you were in a stairwell.
That is correct. Cell phones weren't working. The main cell tower for all Southern Manhattan was on top of the North Tower, so we're not able to communicate. We had no clue what was going on. Each and every one of you knew way more what was going on inside and outside those buildings than any of us that were right there. We really had no idea.
You have the most compelling story to tell. How many times have you retold this story? Thousands
and thousands of times. Non-COVID years, I'm doing 50 to 60 presentations a year across the country. And this year, because of the 20th anniversary, we love big numbers. It's just been nonstop to be able to have the opportunity to talk to folks like yourself. And I'm even here today in the Chicago area to speak at Waubonsee Community College. So it's just unbelievable, the outpouring of caring that people have shown this year. And while I'm sure everybody thinks that I'm doing you a favor by talking to you. You are doing all of us a great favor by allowing us to talk to you.
Joe, one more thing before we let you go. You were one of just a handful of survivors from that meeting. How did that change you from the young man you were 20 years ago? And do you ever have what is known as survivor's guilt, that you made that decision and that you were face to face with dozens of people who did not make it out that day?
I'm very fortunate to be able to say that survivor's guilt was not one of the things that has tacked me down. I think because I've been talking since almost the day this occurred and talking about it out loud and repeating the story and telling the story and passing it on, that's allowed me to have a catharsis that is a good one. And how I've changed, I've really truly changed in the way of making sure that I know how to prioritize perfectly what's most important in my life. I love my insurance business. I'm still doing it even at 65. I love being able to work the way I do. But the most important thing at the end of the day is my wife, my kids, my grandchildren, my family, the love that they give me and the love that I can give back to them. It makes me prioritize a lot better.
All right, Joe, again, thanks for taking the time out. Let's show the folks at home where you'll be speaking today at Waubonsie Community College. That is in suburban Sugar Grove this afternoon. The program starts at 2 o'clock. You do need tickets. You can check out their website right there at the bottom of your screen for more information.
Right now, former President George W. Bush is attending the 9/11 observances at the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. He's delivering the keynote address. Let's listen in.
Only pain that cuts deep within. In those fateful hours, we learned other lessons as well. We saw that Americans were vulnerable, but not fragile. That they possess a core of strength that
Looks like it's frozen. We're going to go to the 9/11 commemorative ceremony that's going on in New York. You can see that going on live.
The memorial there is will take your breath away. Truly extraordinary what they've done there. If you are ever in Manhattan, you should always stop by. We'll be right back.